Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Janine Davis, and I am a member of Pushing Lovely. We are here tonight, joined by our lovely Amiyrah Martin, who is going to be presenting to us on Beyond the Blog, where she's going to share with us just her experience and information and knowledge about what you can do beyond your blog. And we are very excited about having Amiyrah here with us tonight. So I'm going to now just turn everything over to Ms. Martin.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So tonight I wanted to kind of have us have a little discussion about how we can use our blog as more of a foundation or as kind of a springboard to whatever type of career or business we want to develop in the long term. So to actually start it off, I wanted to bring up something that we all know, which is that our blog is, or can be, our business. I know a lot of people say that, and I kind of think that's sort of a myth that our blog is the actual business that we're doing. I see your blog as more of your resume. You're going to have brands, and you're going to have companies look at your blog mostly to see if you're going to be a good fit for whatever type of campaign or product or whatever they want to push or sell or use an ambassador for. So your blog really is more like your resume. It's kind of like a resume that can give you some type of passive income. So if you picture your blog in that aspect, it really does help you use it as more of a springboard than something that you're wholeheartedly relying on. So, and because your blog is more of a resume, or like I like to call it, a foundation, you can see that from that foundation, you can build on top of it. So you want to build your house on top of that. You want to build, you know, that new garage on the side. Those are those little things that will come from you basing your blog as your foundation. So tonight I think we're going to talk about a few ways that you can use your blog as your foundation, and then from there use other inspiration or other contacts and resources in order to make this a little bit more than just about your blog and more about you as a personality and as a brand. So the first one I wanted to kind of talk about is that if you're in a niche, or if you don't have, or sorry, niche actually, if you don't have a niche, or if you're wholeheartedly in a niche, that you won't make any money, or that you won't be able to be given opportunities. That really isn't true. I think a lot of people either say if you don't have a niche, then you won't be able to be used by companies or, you know, by other bloggers when they need help with something, or they need a freelance writer, or they need an editor, or if you do have a niche, you're putting yourself into a hole where no one can use you in any other aspects. That's simply not true. The way that you can work this is that you're going to show your niche, if you're in a niche, in different aspects of your life and in different aspects of your online community. So I think one of the best ways to do that is to create two tribes that you're in. Every blogger needs to be in a tribe, plain and simple. You have to have somebody that you can depend on, somebody that you can use as a springboard for any ideas, and you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that will be great resources for you, but that will also be a big support for you. When it comes to your tribes, I say that a blogger really needs to have at least two tribes. Your first tribe will be the people that are like-minded, or that have a blog that may be similar to your blog. So because I'm a frugal, quote-unquote, frugal blogger, I have a tribe of frugal lifestyle bloggers. I'm not a coupon blogger, so I really don't have those type of bloggers in my tribe, but I have frugal lifestyle bloggers. Those are the bloggers that, you know, we talk about how to stretch that money, or how to do DIY this, that, and the other, and how to make your own this, that, and the other. So we're in a tribe together. So if anything comes up where a company needs 5 frugal bloggers for some type of ambassadorship or campaign, we already have each other to give up as a list of names for that company right away. That's what that tribe is used for. Now, for your second tribe, you want to make sure that in that tribe, you are the only person who is the expert, quote unquote, in that tribe. So in a second tribe, I would be probably the only frugal lifestyle person. So that way, if something does come up where a blogger or a freelance writer can't offer something to a company or to a website or to a magazine, they already know someone who is a frugal lifestyle blogger and writer, and they can offer up that name. So you're basically going to make your second tribe people that have nothing to do with what you do. You want to be that go-to person. And obviously you want to have them be like-minded. You want to have them be on the same page as you, that, if something happens and I need to offer up somebody who's only a chef blogger or something of that sort, I have somebody in my tribe already that I can offer up, because I know I won't be able to do it to the capacity that, Land O'Lakes wants. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you're all having some type of like-mindedness or maybe an agreement. So that's how you want to handle your second tribe. Now, you can have more than 2. I mean, you can have another tribe where it's just all people who may not even be online, who may be actual writers in a newspaper or a magazine, and they need an online content creator sometimes to offer up, and you're that online content creator. Again, this is showing that you're not pigeonholed into a niche. It's that you are an online person, an online brand, and maybe someone offline can use you as a reference. Another thing that will be great for us to kind of pay attention to is to look at things that are offline and local. I know there's a lot of bloggers that are hyper-local bloggers, but you don't have to be hyper-local in order to be really present in your community. You can be that blogger who talks about technology quite a bit, and you have a lot of kids, and you use technology to either teach your children about what's safe online, or you use it to teach them. If you're a homeschooler, that's what you use to teach them. You're that person in your community. Now, when things come up where the local news needs to talk about, how to keep kids safe online, people will know that you do this on a day-to-day basis on your blog, and that you will be perfect to be on the news to talk about this, or you will be perfect to be interviewed in the newspaper to talk about this. That's how you're going to expand your community, first off, and expand your expertise. So when it's time to write an actual resume, you have that on there, as well as being an online content creator. A great way to actually do this offline is to do like if you're a parent, make sure in your PTA that people know that you blog. A lot of people really don't realize how many writers and bloggers they can have on staff in a school that are right there in your PTO and your PTA. And if something comes up where the newspaper wants to feature the school, but they want a parent to actually to talk about what's going on in the school, but they want someone who's done this before, maybe talked about it quite a few times on your blog, you will be the person that they will go to. From that, they will be able to recommend you to other things. So that's another way to do it. Make sure that you're telling everyone that you're writing online. It really shouldn't be something that you want to hide. Don't get me wrong. I hid me writing online for, I want to say, 3 years. Nobody really knew that I did my blog. But then I finally came to the conclusion that I have to tell people that I'm a blogger, I'm a writer, and that if they need someone to write about something or to review something, that I'm the person that they can use for that. And you want to make sure that your name is out there. And your community is the best way to do that. People already know who you are. They can definitely put a face to what you're writing about. And you want to, take advantage of that. Another way to kind of expand your blog and to think beyond your blog is to share your resources. I know a lot of us, we get our contacts with those PR people and we're like hoarding them and we don't want to share, but the more you share with those PR people and with other bloggers, the more opportunities that will come to you. Even if it's just maybe 2 or 3 PR people that you just started having a really good relationship with, offer some names to them of great bloggers that you love to read yourself or that you really enjoy speaking with on, a regular basis, and say, hey, you should really check this person out. Now, this is going to do 1 or 2 things for you. It's going to show them that you're trustworthy. It's also going to show them that you can be their go-to person. So if an ambassadorship comes up and they need 10 names, your name's going to be one of the 10 automatically, and then they're going to ask you to help them find the other 9. Now, them asking you to help do that means you may have a consultation fee. So there you go, being paid to do something that you would already do from your heart, because they know that they can count on you to give them quality people to, take care of whatever campaign or whatever they're running, and that not only will you do a good job, but you'll make sure that everyone else does a good job as well. So that's going to help you kind of expand your horizons when it comes to blogging. Let's see, looking at my notes here. Oh, a good one. Okay, this is a really good trick that I actually learned at a conference, I think mid-year. I can't remember which conference it was. But anyway, the speaker was speaking, and we were talking about how to move from online writing to offline writing, or to have them correlate together. She mentioned going to a magazine's website, looking for their advertisement page, and finding out during which month will they need either advertisers or writers for certain subjects or projects that they will be doing throughout the year. Obviously, May will be Mother's Day, or actually probably around April or March, they'll start looking for writers for Mother's Day. They have certain months where they are very heavy on technology for their magazines. So if you're a tech blogger, you want to make sure that whatever magazine that you read in your home when you're sitting on the couch, find out where their advertisement page is online, go through their calendar, and you contact them right away and say, hey, I see that you're going to be writing about, or you need advertisers for technology month in March. I have this blog, and this blog, or I've written about Samsung here two months ago, and it did really well with my readers, and I had this. This is when you're going to list those blog posts that you set your foundation on, and they can read exactly what they're getting from you. This is how you're going to use your blog as your resume. Instead of them asking you, straight up for a resume, in your email, you can give them 3 blog posts right away that shows how much of an expert you are. It shows how well you do with your community, how well they respond to you, and it also shows how professional you are, because you're on an online space, but yet you're professional as well. So by using those calendars, that's a really good trick. I would say go with magazines that you read on a daily basis, so you know how the magazine works and how the spreads work for that. So if you know they always do a 3-page spread on cookies, and you have 5 new cookie recipes that you just developed that you want to see on actual paper rather than online, you can tell them right away, I already have 5 recipes ready to go for your cookie spread that you do every February. Please let me know if you're looking for a writer, and then that's how you can develop a relationship offline with actual quote-unquote traditional media. I think that's another way to really help you spread out, is to kind of, it's going to seem weird to do this because we're all online content creators, but it's time for us to kind of go backwards and look at those paper magazines and the newspapers and those things that are, something that we used to sit down and read at the Sunday paper. I know I still do that, but anyway. But yes, I think as online content creators, it's going to be great for us to kind of go back and do that, because they're looking for more people to write for these things. They say print is dead. It's not really dead. It's something that where we all have to correlate and mix together now. So if we can offer up our services to whatever our favorite magazines are, they will in turn, you know, showcase us or, you know, our friends or our group or our tribe on their online website, on, you know, within their actual magazine, and any live events they may have, they'll invite you to, which will also bring you to the forefront of making more connections. Let's see, another tip that I wrote down was to be genuine. Yes, there it is. You don't fake the funk. If you don't know what you're talking about, say you don't know. This is where your tribe's going to come in again. If someone asks you to, you know, do something and you're not sure if you can give them 100%, this is when you will be able to go back to those bloggers or those freelance writers that do know it and offer them up, you know, to whoever's needing help. People know right away if you are faking it. If you're saying, oh yeah, I can do that, I'm totally the expert on that, and all you really want is that relationship, so that way when something does come up that you are an expert on, you'll get the opportunity. The best thing to do is just say, I don't really know much about that. If you're looking for someone to try something out and maybe discuss how it works for someone who's never done that before, I'm your person, but if you need an expert, I can help you there as well. So there's no need for anyone to fake the funk. I know a lot of people seem to want to do that in our community from time to time. Like they want the opportunity so bad, and it's $500, and I want to do it because I need the money, but you don't know what you're talking about. It's better for you to say that I don't know, but I can offer someone up to you, because you may end up getting $1,000 opportunity after that. Always keep in mind that someone is watching. They're watching what you're doing. They're watching how you interact with other bloggers. They're watching how you interact with your community. But don't change the way that you are because you know they're watching. Just keep in mind that your opinions are being, you know, looked at by companies. The way that you write or the way that you speak or what you're passionate about is being looked at by your community and by companies and brands, and that's okay. But as long as you keep that in mind, when things come up where you know that you don't really like a certain brand, but they're asking you to, you know, talk about something that's going on, a new campaign, know that they can easily search your website and see if you're actually genuine about the relationship that you guys are doing. So always keep that in mind. It's just like any job. You don't want to change yourself, but you do know that somebody's always looking to see where they can place you, or, you know, how they can use you in the future. So if you don't feel comfortable doing something, just know that they can search and see that you're not going to feel comfortable. So there's no reason to, you know, pretend. So that's going back to the not, you know, don't fake the funk. But just know that brands are constantly watching. You'll see that on your website. You'll see like weird searches where they'll search the name of your blog and a brand or an actual product, and you're like, why would anybody do that? That's probably a PR company searching because they have something coming up and they want to see if you're a good fit. That's a good thing. You want them to be searching. But you also need to remember that they're going to search and see exactly what you said about certain products, and that's okay. So don't feel like that you have to change who you are or whatever you're doing in order to spread out from being on your blog. That's definitely not the case. You want to be as genuine as possible, because that's what's going to bring you the best opportunities and the most opportunities. It's going to happen to you. Don't worry. You watch. Now that you said that you're a tiny blogger, you're going to see a search for it, and you're going to feel like, you know, your chest's going to pump up a little bit. But don't worry, it's coming. Let's see. I think I had one more thing. I did want to open this up to questions because I know a lot of this is blogger specific. So we'll probably have to do a lot of brainstorming, or you'll have a lot of questions. So I did want to be able to do that at least for at least 20 minutes because there's a lot of us on here. Here it is. The last one that I wanted to talk about. before we're going to do an exercise too, is to stop being stingy. Now, this can mean a lot of things, but I know I already talked about sharing your resources. But keep in mind that the content that you create, feel free to use that on someone else's site to kind of boost your community. The things that you're going to write are going to be really great. We're all great writers here. We really are. But keep in mind that you want to share the wealth. It doesn't always have to go on your blog. It doesn't always have to go online. You want to share some of your best writing offline and on other people's sites. Your best writing. I know a lot of people do guest blogging or guest writing, and they may do it kind of ho-hum, subpar, just to kind of get their name on that blog. You want to put out the best writing that you can do and offer that up. That's going to bring back a lot of opportunities to you. It's going to bring them back tenfold, actually, because people are going to see how well you do on other people's sites. They're going to want you to do that on their sites or talk about their product or be part of their company. So don't be stingy with what you have, because you're all great writers. You're all smart women, and know that when you put out the best, you're going to get back the best. So just don't be stingy. And lastly, before we do questions, when it comes to 2014, it's going to be really important that you figure out on your blog, where do you shine the most? I know we like to dabble in a lot of things. On my blog, for example, because I talk about 4 different things, or I try to at least once a week, some things may kind of go to the wayside, and some things I shine in. Now, in 2014, what I've decided to do is pay attention to the things that I really shine in or that really get my community going, and I'm going to focus on those all year. And that's what I'm going to do. Not only am I going to focus on those, I'm going to write them down. I'm going to make 5 steps for each one of those on how I'm going to make them grow beyond my blog. So for one thing, I think in 2013 I really got into a lot of fashion stuff, which is very awkward for me, because in your 30s I never thought that I'd be in fashion. I'd be dressing my daughter in fashion, but I didn't think that it would be me. But anyway, from that, I've learned that because I don't really do a quote-unquote fashion post a lot, I like to do a lot of resourceful fashion posts. So I'm going to show you how to get that outfit for $25, and I'm going to give you a list of where to go, and I'm going to show you other ways to do it, and that's where my community is responding. So for 2014, I decided that one of the things that I'm going to work on is getting that resourcefulness offline. So into magazines is the first one. Doing a lot more on like television or video, so I'm going to do a lot more videos. But that's what you want to do. You want to go through 2013, all your posts, see which ones did the best with traffic, and from that, you want to build upon those. And I mean build. So make sure that you are a woman of your word, and you say, these are the steps I'm going to take. I'm going to give myself 2 months to take care of this first step, and another 2 months to take care of this first step. I need to talk to so-and-so and Pushing Lovely because they can help me figure out step number 3 that needs to be done by June. This is going to help you really not just grow your blog, but really grow you as a brand. So that way you don't always have to focus on things that are based right on your computer screen. You want people to see that you're well-rounded. So by focusing on things that you really love to do in 2013 and your community loves seeing you do, that's going to help you grow in 2014. So for tonight, my challenge for you guys is, after we're done, I know a lot of you probably already know it, but I want you to find 3 things that you really were passionate about in 2013 on your blog, whether it was technology or you got really into cooking and that's what got your traffic up or your community really pumped. I want you to write them down, and then right under each one of those, give yourself 5 steps that you're going to accomplish, and to help you build up not just traffic on your blog, but to help you build up yourself as a brand. And that could be anything from talking to, a blogger that I really admire and kind of asking for advice. It can be anything, but it has to be something concrete and solid that you have to do, and you'll have to be able to check it off when it's done. And, you know, in the group, we're going to help each other kind of figure that one out too. So if you need help with that, we are going to help you figure out your goals. So I think that's really going to get us to look past our blogs and to kind of grow us as writers, not just bloggers, but as writers and as content creators. And that's it. I jabbered on for 34 minutes. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? You can unmute now.
Okay, Amiyrah, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want one quick question. This question and answer period, do you want this recorded, or should we stop the broadcast for the question and answer?
Well, I would say we can keep recording, and if anybody has any really specific questions that they don't want us to put on the chat, we'll talk about it after we start recording, or we'll put them in the group.
Okay.
But so I know a lot of people may have general questions, so if you have a general question, then I guess it's okay. Anybody? Oh, I see you. Oh, sorry, you were chatting. Patricia says she likes the idea of writing down 5 steps to move beyond your blog. Okay, good. Hopefully we can get each other motivated for that. Nicole says, I feel like a tiny blogger too, but I'm always comparing myself to really big. Yes, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Because technically, I will be counted as a tiny blogger too, just because of the whole stats and the numbers and whatnot. I don't get those big numbers that other bloggers get. So I still see myself as a tiny blogger. But I started to look beyond my blog in 2013. So I said, you know what? This may not blow up huge, but I want to make sure that I'm putting myself out there as a brand, so that way people know that they can use me in other things, in TV, and, you know, being an editor on another website if need be. So my blog probably won't ever be huge, and that's okay with me. That's fine. But I know that, you know, I'm able to offer myself up in other ways because I've decided that I love being in different aspects of media, not just online media, but any media. Then that's where I grew. So don't think that you being a quote-unquote small blogger, because no blog is small. If you have a little audience that loves you, or you have a big audience that loves you, you are a good blogger. So don't ever think that you're a small blogger. You're a good blogger. Oh, Janine already said it. Don't compare yourself to you. Yes, exactly. And Kim said, comparison is one of those deadly sins in blogging. Yes. Look for blogs that inspire you to lift up your blog. Kim, okay. Have you pitched to print magazines? Would love to hear your experience. Yes, I have. Things are in the works for print magazines. I've been trying to do ones that are frugal-based or financial-based, but that can touch on what I talk about on my blog. So All You is a good example of that, and I've seen them repeatedly since I decided to pitch them, which is another thing. When you say things out loud, you know, I think we all know that, you know, when we put the prayer out there, things seem to pop up all over the place. I put that out there, I think, in March, and I've met with the All You people at least 3 times this year since then. And that's something I am determined to do in 2014. So yes, that's in talks. Hopefully keep your fingers crossed for me that will happen, because they do fashion, they do, you know, cooking, and they do a lot of things that I already do on my blog. So I was able to send them quite a few links on that. But I used what I told you guys. I used that ad page on their website, and I basically went down it and I said, okay, they're going to need help on this month with this, and I can send a link for this, and be adamant about it. If they don't answer you right away, it's okay to keep sending them emails. I mean, not every day, obviously, but you want to catch up with them or check in with them once a month or once every 6 weeks, just to kind of keep your face and your name in their mind. Joyce says we should also go into our dashboards to see which posts are really fun. Yes. Yeah, actually, that's exactly what I want you guys to do. I want you to go and see which posts your community responded to the best, and your traffic, where it brought in a lot of traffic, even from Google. because that's where you're going to see that you're good at. You know, you were good at that, and that your writing really brought people in on those posts, and that's probably what you're going to need to focus on in 2014. Oh, Vanessa did it. Okay. And you were surprised at the results. Okay, good. Honestly, I'm happy about it because I love talking about goals and finances. Perfect. See, now you know. That's two. Oh, I'm writing it down, Vanessa. Goals. You're in trouble now. Goals and finances. Good, good. I talk about that in my blog too, and I need a guest writer. Yep, voluntold. I'm turning into Janine now. Janine says you will find other people who will volunteer. That's exactly what I just said. If you talk about what you can do to print meat, okay. Patricia says, do you have goals set up on your Google Analytics dashboard? I don't. I don't even know how to do that. How do you do that? Oh, okay, we'll do that in another Hangout. Anybody else have any more questions?
I think it's easier for me to just answer Kim's question. She asked me a question about the Google Hangout that I did, and I was writing it, but it's easier to just tell you. Basically, what I did was Jane Ann walked me through it. I'm working with a boomer group, a boomer blogger group that I'm trying to kind of help grow, and certainly learning a lot from the Pushing Lovely group that I can help. But, you know, most of these people are beginner, and, well, just kind of at the lurking stage, you know, where you lurk for 2 or 3 years before you even open your mouth and say anything. So it was easy. I did it. Basically, the link came up. Jane Ann told me how to do it. I didn't want to broadcast it, and I just made sure that everybody was set up so they knew how to get in beforehand, and it was really quite simple, you know. So if you haven't done it, I know you can do it because you're doing all these other things, Kim. I have not done any screen sharing yet, so that's my next move because I'm going to teach a Twitter class.
No, she says thank you.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any more questions or non-specific questions? Because I know you probably don't want to put your business out there. And we can, as soon as we stop, then you guys can ask specific questions that you maybe don't want recorded. But I want to make sure we get all the general questions out of the way. Anybody have any more questions? No? Sweet. I think we might be done, Janine.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording and I'll count it down, but I just want to say on the record, this was really great for me. I got a lot of good ideas, and I know you'll hold us accountable to make sure we give you our list of 3 things with the 5 points to make sure we do them, because you're a taskmaster. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm going to stop the broadcast now.